Welcome to My Inspiration. Today we're meeting with the beautiful singer-songwriter Nancy Takapi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? How about yourself?
I'm feeling good. So talk to us a little bit about yourself, about your music.
Okay. Well, my name is Nancy Takapi, like you mentioned, and I'm a singer and songwriter. And I started personally a long time ago, but my professional career started in 2007 when I started recording my album, and I've been performing, doing shows. Most of them have been in this area, in the Ottawa-Gatineau area.
So how did this start for you? Is it something that was always in you, or is it something that you discovered along the years? And how did you discover that talent that you had in you?
I always had a passion for music, always, it was from, I don't know if it was from the get-go, but it was since I was a child, I really wanted to be an artist, and I decided when I was like about 11, 12 that I really wanted to pursue a career in it, and then I worked towards it.
That's awesome. So you said at around 12, which is a young age still, and you're with your parents, and is it something that you discussed at home with family?
Not at all.
No?
No, not really. Not at all. My mind was made up since I was a kid, and I just had the passion for it. So I told myself, I think, I was pretty much sure that that's what I wanted to do. So I didn't really discuss it with my parents. They kind of figured it out along the way. So
Is there a reason why you didn't really speak about it with your relatives at first, especially your parents? Mm-hmm. And the reason why I'm asking is also because we often hear that in our communities, parents are not too supportive of anything that is artsy, right?
Yeah.
And they have a certain way that they sort of pay for us, like you have to become a doctor, or you have to do this and that. So I'm interested in knowing why.
Really, it wasn't about that, but I made sure to finish school so that that was kind of out of the way, and I had my degree. I'm like, all right, at least I have a degree, and my parents will be happy about it. But it was not necessarily about that. It's just that I really didn't want to discuss it that much, but it was just something that I really wanted to do.
And your first show, let's talk about your first show ever.
Okay.
Where was it?
First show, solo. Well, actually, it wasn't solo because I did a featuring with a guy, and it was interesting. It was in the Brownson Center, and I was accompanied by a rapper, and I was singing. And it's funny because at that point I did a little freestyle. I did like little rapping. People was like, "Oh, I got you raps too." So it was quite interesting. That was where my first show was. And
then following that first show, I assume that you had several other ones. You said specifically in the Ottawa region. Have you ever performed outside of Ottawa and other Canadian cities?
I did Montreal in December, and we're aiming Toronto soon, but right now I only did Montreal so far, outside of Ottawa.
And so in terms of drive, what drives you? What inspires you when you're writing a song or when you're on stage?
Life. When I write, for example, it's most of the time it's things, stories about love, experience, and that's what really inspires me. And love stories, most likely, not breakups, but pain. I feel like when you're in pain, you can just write so much. You can put so much on paper.
So writing becomes sort of something that a good friend of mine, Grace, said once, the melody of your sorrows and the melody of your pain.
Exactly.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about love, because you said that you write a lot about love. Why love, and what kind of love?
Why love? Because I think, love is beautiful, and, it's just a good subject, because you can talk about so many things. You can just be from, you can start from A and then finish to Z, for example. It's just, there's not a really specific reason, but it's just it's a beautiful subject, and it's just experience that you go through, and it might be easier maybe because you know it's something that happens to you, so you can just explain.
But also, I believe that love connects us all, and we'll talk more about love when we come back.
You are watching MalaikaTV.com, the first Afro-Caribbean web television in Canada. New shows, new content, and a new image. Watch Malaika TV and enjoy your time.
Hi, I'm Melissa, the commercial director of MalaikaTV.com, the first Afro-Caribbean web television. Would you be interested in having your commercial viewed by over 2,000 viewers and consulted in over 5,500 pages? If so, contact us at d.operation@malaikatv.com. Thank you for listening and stay tuned.
Here with singer-songwriter Nancy Takapi, we were talking about love.
Yes.
And love as something that is easy and sometimes hard
Exactly.
to sing about. The love that is also the beginning of everything.
Exactly.
Because if there's no love, there's no
nothing.
us.
Exactly.
Right? And so you said that it was a subject that was very recurring in your music. Apart from love, what is that one other subject that sometimes comes back that you kind of catch yourself saying, oh my God, I already sung about that. But I feel like it's an unfinished business.
I tend to question myself a lot, so I tend to like write about things as to why does this thing happen, or question myself as a person, you know, why certain things happen, and you know, sometimes talk about justice in the world in different ways, and so that's another recurring subject that comes to mind when I write sometimes.
And we talked about art, the art of singing, the art of writing as a melody of your pains, melody of your victories, of your sorrows. Can we talk about one of your songs, one of the songs that you wrote that really helped you to get out of a situation that was uneasy for you?
Yes.
Can we talk about that? Like one of them. I know you had a lot of deep ones, but that one song that you wrote that really helped you go through a situation or heal from a situation.
Well, I have a couple, but there was actually because I'm working on a different project, on my French project, and I'm writing a lot of love songs again. But it's just that I went through like a breakup like a year and a half ago, and I wrote a song called Contradictoire, and it was just about what sometimes you do certain things but you don't want to do certain things. You know, you do one thing but you don't really mean to. So at the end of the day, it's contradictory. So that song kind of like helped me put my feelings on paper. In other words, to well, sometimes those things happen, and so it kind of like it helps you understand yourself maybe a little bit better and understand situations a little better. Maybe I guess that's how it works for me, and that's what works for me. So it kind of helps me through certain things, healing. Sometimes you question again why certain things happen, but just the way you put it on paper, you kind of like find a style, you know, poetic
And so
style.
it's sort of
to
like
it.
putting yourself out there.
Exactly.
And then meditating on yourself, and it's at the same time, from my understanding, it becomes sort of a self-reflection,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
And that's deep because you become sort of your own therapist at the end of the day.
Exactly. And you're trying to help other people too, because some people go through the same thing as well. So it's kind of like
Talking about that specifically, about helping others, who is or are the singers who have inspired you and who have helped you find yourself as well and heal at times, and why?
Well, artists that have really influenced my style. Well, I would say that Lauryn Hill, Lauryn Hill, Mary J. Blige. I don't know. It's just something that's soulful about them, and Toni Braxton too. So it's just not necessarily that they help me get through some situations, but they do have some songs that are very like some songs that you can relate to. And I really like their style, and it has influenced my personal style as well as an artist.
Right. So when we come back right after the break, we're going to talk about inspiration. What's next for Nancita Capi?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I personally like to thank you for watching Luco's live show. It was a wonderful experience. Now, for the next season, we're going to be focused on experiences. With my old guests and new guests, we're going to talk about new experiences. It could be good and bad. Don't miss it every Monday on MalaikaTV.com.
Hey guys, welcome to the second season of Maven Chronicles. I am your host, Grace Mayenne. Make sure you catch me every Wednesday on the Malaika TV network. I am talking to your local favorites about business and their story, so make sure you tune in and watch and see what the network is all about.
Hi, I'm Melissa, the commercial director of MyLaikaTV.com, the first Afro-Caribbean web television. Would you be interested in having your commercial viewed by over 2,000 viewers and consulted in over 5,500 pages? If so, contact us at d.operation@malaikatv.com. Thank you for listening and stay tuned.
Welcome back to My Inspiration with Nancita. I mean, it's been great talking to you, understanding also why you write these songs and what moves you and what inspires you. And so we have a lot of young people in our community who aspire to become singers as well, but who feel as if they don't necessarily have a platform or sort of a guideline to become that singer that they want to become, or a platform to perform. How was it for you?
How was it for me? Well, not easy. Nothing is easy because if you really want something, you have to go for it. And sometimes you have to have the drive, motivation to go after your dreams. And that's what I find that some people lack sometimes, because you might want something very hard, but once you get into it or in it, you want to back up, because nothing is easy, like I said, and it's a lot of challenges. And again, some people are not going to be totally for you or want to support you totally. So you really have to find out why you do it. So I really like, I had a passion since I was young. So I was really trying. I had like something that I was aiming, and I still have personal goals that I want to attain. So it's more like, setting a goal and trying to reach the goal, making sure you reach the goal. So no matter the circumstances, because there's always challenges and there's always ups and downs. So that's pretty much how it has been. So I went from studio to studio trying to record, stopped recording on my album for a few years and went back. And so that has been my walk. So it's not easy, so you just have to continue pushing. And I just take it day by day pretty much. So, and I count every experience as a blessing, because it makes me who I am, and it has shaped me as well as a person.
And so what is next for Nancita? Where can we see you next? What are the next projects?
Next projects, right now I'm working on a French project. I don't have a really date yet, so, and also we're looking into maybe traveling and promoting my music elsewhere. So
awesome.
yeah. So
well, I wish you lots and lots of love.
Thank you.
I don't necessarily want to say luck, but sending you lots of blessings.
Thank you.
And I hope to see you on stage very, very soon.
Thank you very much.
It was My Inspiration with singer-songwriter Nancita Capi. We'll see you soon.
This show is brought to you by our official sponsor. For more information, visit